We are who we think we are, not who we think we are, is something that I've been thinking about for the longest time. And it is something that I think everyone should think about. Because, we have a lot of things, let's say bad habits or some things that we don't like about ourselves. And we like to deny that that's not who we are. It's just a phase or something, right? The most common thing that we hear about nowadays is procrastination. You know, oh, I have to get this done, but I procrastinated. I have to get that done, but I procrastinated, right? And the thing is, most people, when they have their 24 hours a day and however much you sleep, I would say at least 16 hours or at least like 15 hours you're awake in the day. And you're certainly doing things. Let's say you're watching shows or you're just scrolling through your Instagram or something or whatever social media you use, right? Because most people they don't like lay in bed. They lay in bed and they do something, right? You don't just. I mean, if you're actually laying in bed 24/7, I think you should seek help. No joke, but we're all doing something, and that's what I'm getting at. That it's that person, right? The person who's just wastes time or does something else rather than being productive or whatever they have to do, right? They didn't get that project done because they were busy watching a show, even though they know their project had a deadline. And then we keep thinking that we are a person who's not a procrastinator, right? That's what we think, that we're not a procrastinator. But really, when you're hearing this story, like think of someone else doing this, what's the first thing that comes to your mind? Of course, this person is a procrastinator. Look at them. They know something is due and they're just finding excuses to delay it. They just put it off for later. That's pretty much what a procrastinator is, right? That person thinks they're not a procrastinator at all. It's just a phase that, they just been a bit lazy or lethargic lately. But at the end of the day, for what it's worth, that person might have a habit of procrastinating. It is who they are. So I ask again that what are they? So at the end of the day, they are a procrastinator. They're just in denial that they're not a procrastinator. And while I'm saying all this, you might be thinking about yourself that, this guy does have a point. I keep saying that I'm not a procrastinator, but I have been putting out a lot of stuff by saying that, oh, I'm just too busy or I don't have the time. Because, from your perspective, you might think, ki, by the time you feel like doing that thing, the clock says it's like 8 p.m. and you have to do dinner and you have to do this and that, and then it's like 11 p.m. and you're like, oh, I should get to bed. Or maybe you stay up by 1 or 2 a.m. and then you're like, oh, I should get to bed. And then you wake up in the morning, you're just tired that you didn't get proper sleep. Even if you did get proper sleep, you're gonna it's just a loop where you're finding ways to put things off more and more and more and more, right? That loop never ends, man. My point is, that is who you are, right? I hope that you feel like this is something you had to hear from someone, but think about it. Just look in the mirror, right? And ask yourself this. Do you procrastinate because you're a bad person or you just don't respect what you have to do? Or do you procrastinate because you enjoy that pressure building up? Maybe that's what you think you are, when you have an exam due or something, right? You don't study till the last night, and then the pressure is like crazy. And at first, you're scared that, oh shit, I have to cover a lot of syllabus. But then you cover it and then you manage, and sometimes you get decent marks, right? It works, you get away with it, so you don't get punished for being a procrastinator. Most times, you won't get punished for being a procrastinator because most times things just benefit you, like taking care of your health. No one else is gonna be mad at you for not doing it. Most people wouldn't. So, you can procrastinate on that and just keep eating junk food or stay unhealthy and all that. But the point I'm getting at is, at the end of the day, you should find ways to see who you truly are, right? Sometimes we build these false notion that we are this way, we are this kind of person to protect our, pride or whatever self-image we have, self-esteem, like, if you would like to call it that. But again, that's not who you really are, though, are you? Because that's clearly not the reality, right? Again, going back to that whole procrastinator thing, where they're saying they're not a procrastinator, but if they keep doing this thing where they keep letting the pressure build up, just setting things off, and when it's like due, like it's literally you can't delay it anymore, that's when you attend to it. And you like that, like you are that kind of person, you just like the pressure, right? If someone's argumentative, right? If someone keeps arguing with the other people, and they're like, oh, people don't get me, I just want to have resolutions right now, I want to solve issues and stuff. But they're also the same person who's known for arguing with people a lot. Now, they might think that they're a good person, right? They would think they are assertive or confrontational. But, you know, at the end of the day, you must be thinking of someone in your head right now that, I know someone that fits that description. And, they're pretty argumentative, and no one likes being around argumentative people at all, right? I don't think anyone enjoys that. And at the end of the day, maybe that in that argumentative person's perspective, they think that they're being productive. But what they're really doing is that they're so much into that enjoyment of chaos that ensues when they're being an argumentative person. When they're causing arguments, they feel so good about themselves that they're critically thinking and all that they never stop to realize maybe they're the reason the arguments are happening. Because a lot of times when people are argumentative, they just let go of the argument and they start targeting the person, or just this and that, and just keep pushing the argument so that the argument stays instead of resolving it. Because, again, you must have thought of someone while I'm saying all this. But my point is, from the person's perspective, they're just trying to be confrontational. It's not like they think they want that chaos, but it is who they are. They like that chaos. That's why they argue. I'm not saying everyone's evil, right? What I am saying, however, is that that is their flaw. Maybe they think that they're a calm person, but if they're known for arguing that much, maybe something in them is an argumentative person, and they just find excuses to run away from that or hide that. But I'm making all these examples, you might be thinking about yourself. And if you were, maybe this is a good time to look inside and ask yourself who you think you are and who you really are. Thanks for tuning into this video. I honestly appreciate it a lot if you've been sticking it till the end. Like, we're 8 minutes deep. That is crazy to hear someone, especially if this is your first time clicking onto this channel. I hope you have a great day, and if it's night time, I hope you have a great night.